Dance choreographers and music composers sometimes will choose to work together in the creation of a new dance show. Their collaborative process may look something like this.
As we learn
yeah.
more about what the hell this thing
Who
is.
the team
right?
is.
Yeah, who is the team? Who are
Super minimal level, but that it has this idea of like 4 guitars looping, undulating on top of themselves with progression. Yeah.
But there's a sense of joy and confidence. And
this is the flea-like bass line.
The flea-like bass line.
Hear that music in the background? This is a draft that Michael created intended for the dining room scene. A chaotic scene set in a dining room where every dancer is circulating and reacting to a character called Fizzy Head. Kelsey Style, a main bass choreographer, has been working with Michael Wall since March of 2024 on the creation of an original sound score for evening-length dance work, Split My Soul. Split My Soul explores the inner world of 7 complex characters. The show is a major community endeavor that will provide audiences with a cathartic visual and auditory experience to unpack mental health challenges and scenarios. Hear that collection of sounds in the background? That is a draft that Michael Wall created intended for the character Mystery Man.
Hello, my name is Michael Wall, and I'm the composer for Split My Soul. Best way to put this for me is that I'm a dance accompanist. I'm the person in the corner of the room in a ballet class or a modern dance class that is playing music for the dancers and watching the teacher and seeing what the teacher needs and then playing the music for that. That's been my career my whole life. It's turned into a full-time business, Sound for Movement, where I do things like I've done for Kelsey, which is create evening-length scores, sometimes even, like in this case, way before the dance is even created. Let's see, I live with my family out west. We moved out here to care for my wife's sister-in-law, who's an adult with Down syndrome. So she lives with us. We have a couple of dogs. This is my studio. Yeah. We've been working together for almost a year, and yeah, we've been going through iterations. I think we're on second edits, sometimes third edits of pieces, most of them before she's even started the choreography. So it's been really fun because Kelsey and I have had this whole process, and now she gets to walk in, and during this time where it's very busy and chaotic getting a show up and running, the music is one of the things she doesn't need to worry about right now because we're just about done. So in this studio, I have a mixture between electronic and acoustic instruments. One of the newer strategies I've been trying, especially with these really big pieces, is to put stickies up on the wall and kind of map out the entire piece. And I used to just do this like one by one, improvising all the way, one section by one section, and then just improvise each layer as I go and just build the entire piece from start to end. But now I've been kind of mapping out the entire thing, and I'm looking up here because this is where I put my stickies. I'm not just staring into the thing, but here's where I put all my stickies for composing, and yeah, it's been cool because then when I go back, it's like composing by numbers, which for an improviser is really fun because it doesn't get me out of the improvising flow or whatever you want to call it. I'm just making a layer and then I see what next layer I'm doing, and I can kind of revisit what the day's work is before even turning on the record button. So one of the fun things about this score is Kelsey has these very distinct characters, and they intermingle and they morph in different ways, and different ideas and concepts they share, like Venn diagrams together and crossovers and everything. But there's these unique personalities. So when I was talking about like painting by number, it was pretty easy to be like, okay, so now I'm in kind of this major personality, and then I'm in this personality, and then, as different folks are messing around with each other, and, different parts of the piece are happening, and different characters come into contact with each other, then it's easy to just kind of, I know this all sounds like kind of dreamy and esoteric, but it's kind of easy to then just kind of smear some of the ideas of some of the other folks during transitions or throughout the concepts of the different sections. And it becomes super, super clear to me after listening to the pieces 100 or 200 times, like a whole bunch of times. But it might be a lot more subtle for someone first, listening to it for the first time. But for me, it's this kind of fun game of, like I said before, almost like painting by numbers, but making music by numbers. Because we started so early, I am always trying to move things, go really, really fast. So in dance accompaniment, we only have, sometimes 10 or 15 seconds to think about what it is we're going to play. And sometimes I'm playing laptop with lots of different instruments. And so being able to think about how I could make something that sounded very different than the last, 45 minutes of class with a whole bunch of different textures, that happens really, really fast. And sometimes I feel like I'm late in commissions, but it's only because I'm used to just like not having that much time. And so when we have these long processes, it's always surprising to me that I have way more time than I allot. And I know that maybe sounds silly, but to be able to make a living like this, so going back to question one, I have to do a bunch of these, a bunch of different pieces. The first is the guitar solo towards the end. I love that so much. That's in two very effed up lovers. That one is great. I love that guitar solo in that one. I'm thinking about the whole 70 minutes in one chunk, because that's where I'm already done with all this. So I'm like dealing with like, okay, how does the mix work over the entire 70 minutes or 65 minutes? But the other one would be the drum and bass one. It's very rare that I get to do drum and bass at all, so this was super fun to get to do these really fun drum and bass. Thank you, everyone.